So you're having a conversation with a Spanish speaker and then suddenly you don't understand a word or you need some clarification. It's completely normal. But instead of just saying, repite por favor, every single time, there are some other phrases that you can use to give more variety, more color to your speech and make you feel more confident about keeping the conversation going, which in turn will make your speaking partner feel more confident in you. So we're going to talk about several different phrases that you can use when you simply don't understand. Comencemos, amigos. What's up, language leaders? Welcome back to another video, or if you're new here, bienvenidos. My name is Erica Ray. I help Spanish learners go from their textbook Spanish into the real life conversations that they need to connect meaningfully with the Spanish speakers in their lives. If that is something that you are looking to do, then definitely check out my free workshop below. It's specifically designed for those who have some experience with Spanish, but who are now ready to boost their conversational skills. Bring a notebook and a pen, because by the end you're going to have so much clarity and so many notes, hopefully, about exactly what your routine should look like from here going forward, so you can start applying those tips today. You'll find the link in the description of the video. All right, let's get into these phrases. And for simplicity's sake, they are all using the tú form of addressing someone. So this is the informal, friendly tone that you would use when speaking to a friend. ¿Cómo? Or ¿cómo dijiste? This simply means, what was that? This one is direct and helps to clarify without you having to overthink it. ¿Cómo? Or ¿cómo dijiste? ¿Qué dijiste? This one means, what did you say? ¿Qué dijiste? ¿Me lo puedes repetir, por favor? ¿Me lo puedes repetir, por favor? So this one is a longer version of that repite, por favor, and you're saying a full sentence. Can you repeat that, please? ¿Me lo puedes repetir, por favor? Una vez más, por favor? Una vez más, por favor? This means one more time, please. This one is useful if you've already asked them to repeat, and so instead of saying the exact same phrase again, and if you feel like you just need them to say it one more time for you to get it, una vez más, por favor. No te escuché. No te escuché. I didn't hear you. Sometimes it's not that you didn't understand, you just physically didn't hear the person or weren't paying attention perhaps. So no te escuché would be very appropriate for this situation. And of course you can combine many of these together. Like, ¿qué dijiste? No te escuché. What did you say? I didn't hear you. No entiendo. This simply means I don't understand. Very straightforward. This is a classic. So use it if the overall message just was not clear, you're feeling completely lost. No entiendo. No entendí. No entendí. So very similar to the last one, but this one is in past tense. So use this when you got lost with something specific that the speaker just said. Oh, I didn't understand. No entendí. No entiendo la palabra, or no entiendo la frase. So I don't understand the word followed by the word that you didn't understand. Or I don't understand the phrase followed by that phrase. Sometimes it's just a single word or a single phrase that got you lost, not the entire conversation. So this is very helpful to let the person that you're speaking to know that they just need to clarify that one word or that one phrase, not explain everything that they were saying all over again. In a similar way, you can say entendí, followed by what you did understand, pero ¿qué significa? Followed by what you didn't understand. So I understood blank, but what does blank mean? Entendí, pero ¿qué significa? Again, sometimes we understand some of the words, but not the whole thing. So this is a nice way to let the speaker know that you were indeed paying attention, that you have indeed been following along with what they were saying so far, but what does this one thing mean? For example, let's say your speaking partner says, sí, ayer fui a una tienda por el andador, and you interrupt to say, ¿cómo? Entendí que fuiste a una tienda, pero ¿qué significa andador? Right? So I understood that you went to a store, but what does andador mean? It means like a walkway, by the way. So maybe that just kind of got you lost, and you want to clarify that one part. Entendí que fuiste a una tienda, pero ¿qué significa andador? ¿A qué te refieres? ¿A qué te refieres? What do you mean? Literally, you're saying, what are you referring to? But this means, what do you mean? ¿A qué te refieres? So use this when you understood the literal words, but you're lost on the meaning. This is helpful when slang is used, for example, or sometimes just set expressions that obviously aren't translating literally, and you need clarification on what the speaker meant by what they just said. ¿Me podrías dar un ejemplo? Could you give me an example? Examples are often super helpful for clarifying, especially when it's an abstract idea that was being discussed. Eso significa, followed by your guess. That means, and then take a guess as to what they meant. This is a good way to confirm your guess and show that you're making an effort to understand. For example, if your friend says, ella me cae gorda, ella me cae gorda, and you understand the word gorda, and you know that ella means she, so she's talking about another female, and maybe you take a guess, eso significa que está gorda? And your friend will say, oh, no, es que no nos llevamos bien. Es que me cae mal. And maybe then you understand, okay, they don't get along, no se llevan bien. So if your guess is wrong, it can help to clarify, or if your guess is right, for example, maybe you hear that and you say, eso significa que no se llevan bien. And your friend's like, sí, exacto, no nos llevamos bien. Perdón, ¿podrías explicarlo de otra manera? Sorry, could you explain it in a different way? Sometimes having things explained in different words can make all the difference. This is especially true if you're feeling just overwhelmed by the vocabulary being used. Imagine that you're talking to a friend from Mexico and they say, cuando vas al mercado, siempre es bueno regatear. Cuando vas al mercado, siempre es bueno regatear. And you know they're talking something about going to the market, but that word regatear really threw you off. And maybe your ear couldn't even quite distinguish regatear enough to be able to say, ¿qué significa regatear? Right? It's just that you just kind of got lost at the end of the sentence completely. Sometimes you can't tell where one word begins and another one ends. And so you might just say, ¿me lo podrías explicar de otra manera? And your friend says, oh yeah, cuando vayas al mercado, pídele al vendedor que te baje el precio o que te dé un descuento. And you're like, okay, descuento, okay. So you start to understand what the meaning was because it was explained in a different way. No te estoy siguiendo. No te estoy siguiendo. I'm not following you. Use this when you're pretty much confused about the conversation as a whole, not just one word or phrase. No te estoy siguiendo. Maybe they can do what we just said earlier and explain the whole thing in a different way. No capté la idea. No capté la idea. I didn't get the point. Literally, I didn't capture the idea. Use this if perhaps you're understanding the words, but you're a little lost as to the takeaway. You feel like you're just missing the point of the discussion. And we'll end with a classic, más despacio, por favor. Or más lento, por favor. ¿Podrías hablar más despacio, por favor? Could you speak slower, please? Sometimes all you need is for the person to slow down. That can make a big difference. Well, what was your favorite? Which one are you planning to use? And of course, there are many other things that you could say. So if you think of any more ideas, drop us a comment below so that we have even more options. Well, I hope these phrases help to give you a bit more confidence, even when you're struggling to understand, which is completely normal. It's really all about trying to keep the flow going and showing that you're engaged. You're trying to understand. Most times people will very much appreciate that. Now, conversations are unpredictable. They don't go by the books. So in my free workshop, I'll show you many other strategies that you can use to be as prepared as possible for real life conversations. So don't forget to click the link in the description box. In fact, if you'd like to hear a natural Spanish conversation right now and practice your listening comprehension, check out this video next. Hasta la próxima, amigos.